the one who says worse things than I do on camera. He's not listening.
We're going racing on the sound of the tone.
Again, locked together. First to the left, then to the right. Right art's down the inside. He's through. He's through.
Welcome back to another episode of Let's Race RC. I'm D-Maz, and it's great to have you joining us wherever you are. Whether you're trackside, in a workshop, or just relaxing and catching up on what's happening in the world of RC racing. We've got a packed episode today. The Waikato Champs are happening this weekend, so we'll dive into that first. Then we'll look ahead to September for the Tony Stevens Memorial Club Classic, one of the biggest touring car meetings on the New Zealand calendar. And of course, the big one for 2025, the IFMAR 1/10th Electric Buggy World Championships happening over in Sydney, Australia. On top of that, I'll give you a preview of what's coming up next on the channel, including part 2 of the Ware Family story, a brand new 5 for 25 episode, and I'll finish by teasing something fresh and exciting we've got lined up for the summer of 2026. Also, some news, some great news, some good news, and some young news. More of that after this. Welcome back. This weekend it's all about the Waikato Champs. Now if you haven't been to this event before, it's one of the real highlights for indoor off-road racing calendar here in New Zealand. We've got modified two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, stock classes, juniors, vintage, the works. The thing about the Waikato Champs is the setting. Indoors on a covered surface with carpet and jumps. It's always tight and technical, and it produces some incredible racing. Drivers need to be smooth and consistent and clever. You can't just rely on raw horsepower here. For me personally, it's going to be a big one because I'll be race directing across the weekend, while the Let's RC channel will also be capturing all the action, and this means you'll be able to follow along whether you're there in person or watching online. Looking at the entry list, the two-wheel drive stock and four-wheel drive stock classes are shaping up to be massive this year, with strong depth across the board. Modified always brings the heavy hitters, but it's the juniors and vintage that bring the smiles, the future of the sport in one hand and the nod to its roots on the other. The Waikato Champs aren't just about who takes home the silverware, it's about the atmosphere. This is one of those weekends where the whole community comes together, and you know you're going to get close racing, late nights, stories that people will be talking about for weeks. We'll bring you those stories and more, so keep an eye on the channel. But more after this. From indoor off-road, let's switch gears to on-road and talk about September's Tony Stevens Memorial Club Classic. This is a touring car showcase and one of the most important events in the New Zealand RC scene. We'll have more of that after this from a little feature around a little man. Coming up next.
Hi guys, I'm Casey and I race 1/10th indoor electric off-road, and I'd like to thank my mum and dad for getting me where I am at the minute. And I'm really happy to announce that Mangi RC and Colin will be sponsoring me from 2026 and beyond. I will be running TLR 22X AC with Orca electronics and a Savox servo with Proline tires.
Welcome back. What makes it so special about the Tony Stevens Memorial Club Classic? It's about community, respect and honouring Tony Stevens, who gave out so much for the sport. Every year this event brings together racers of all levels for a weekend of fast, clean and competitive racing. This year's lineup of classes is stacked. We've got the Mini Challenge with the older M chassis, juniors, front-wheel drive touring, 21.5 touring, Formula 1, Super GT, modified touring, and the headline act for this year is 13.5 touring. The 13.5 touring class is where the Tony Stevens champion will be crowned, and it's going to be intense. There's also something new this year. It's the Fast 5, After qualifying, the top 10 drivers in the 13.5 class will battle it out in a round-robin format over 5 laps to decide their starting order for the AAA mains. It's quick and it's exciting and designed to put the pressure on. Entries are already open, so if you're planning to race, get your name in. If you can't make it, Let's Race RC will have coverage and stories coming out over the course of the event. From the Fast 5 being streamed live to all finals being streamed live on the Sunday. Check it out. Don't forget to click the subscribe and notification bell so you stay up to date with our live feeds. More after this. Thanks for watching. Now for the big one. The 2025 Electric Off-Road World Championships being held in Sydney, Australia. This is the pinnacle of off-road racing, and for us here in New Zealand it's massive because it's just happening across the pond. The best drivers in the world will be heading to Sydney, the factory teams and reigning champions, and all the young guns all looking to make names for themselves. The 1/10th electric buggy classes are where RC legends are made. You've got the raw speed of two-wheel drive and the insane grip and precision of four-wheel drive. The competition will be fierce and the eyes of the entire RC world will be on Australia. For Kiwi drivers, this is an incredible opportunity. We don't often get world-class events so close to home. It's a chance for New Zealanders to test themselves against the very best on the planet without having to fly halfway around the world. I know plenty of our top guys are preparing hard for it. Check out our Buy Me a Coffee page for more details on the drivers going over. Now, back to our story. The track build in Sydney is going to be something special too. You can expect a challenging layout, good jumps, fast sweepers, sections that punish even the smallest mistake, and an atmosphere that will be electric, with teams bringing their full setups, fans packing the venue, and the coverage going global. RC Media will be covering this event across the 2 weeks that it runs, and Let's Race RC will follow all stories of our New Zealand competitors closely. We'll bring you updates, insights, and hopefully some behind the scenes of how some of our Kiwi racers are preparing. This isn't just another race, this is the Worlds, and it's going to be unforgettable. Coming up next, more on Let's Race RC's upcoming episodes and content that we've got going on. Stay tuned, back in a moment. Welcome back. Before we close off this brief episode, let's talk about what's coming up on Let's Race RC. In 2 weeks' time, we've got our next part of the Ware Family story. You may remember, and in the comments section down below is the link to the previous episode, Dennis Ware joined us to talk about some of the vintage product he'd restored and the books that he'd made covering the early generations of RC racing. In the second part, we'll be talking to Chris Ware, going through and travelling through his journey of RC racing, family life and go-karting. Keep an eye out for that one. If you enjoyed part 1, you'll want to keep an eye out for part 2. Remember, hit the bell for notifications so you get the notification first up, or you can join the Buy Me a Coffee page, become a subscribed member and get to sneak peek this episode before it drops on YouTube. We've also got a brand new 5 for 25 episode in production. If you've seen the first 3, you know what to expect. Down below is a link to the other 3 episodes for your viewing pleasure. You know this is a quick fire question, bit of banter, and a real look at what makes racers tick, from favourite drinks to racing preferences, and it's always good fun and a nice way to capture personalities. Now, coming up next, what Let's Race RC has got installed for 2026, coming up after this. welcome back. Right, Let's Race RC 2026. Year number 2. What have we got installed? Well, it's going to be fresh, it's going to be exciting, and something that really builds on what we've been doing here at Let's Race RC. We're going to reveal a little more as we roll on through the rest of 2025. Keep an eye out. So that's it for this episode. The Waikato Champs are on this weekend, and as you're watching this right now, the track is being built. And in September, we have the Tony Stevens Club Classic, along with the 2025 edition of the IFMAR Electric Off-Road World Championships happening in Sydney. As for next year, we've got some really exciting content coming up for Let's Race RC, with the Ware Family Series, 5 for 25, and a new summer feature on the horizon. Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Follow us if you're a listener on our podcast and leave a comment. I'd love to know what you're more excited about. Is it the Waikato Champs? Is it the Worlds? All the stories we've got coming your way. That's it for me. I'm D-Maz, and until next time, let's race RC. After the event. So we'll do that last bit again. When Trixie's finished doing what she's doing. Sit down, darling. Hello, darling. Do you mind? I'm trying to record an episode here. Oh, I know. But you're going to have to fuck off. So beep, beep. Not being cruel. Right, let's do that one again.